Hello, and welcome to our series on data description. I decided to create this series because I wanted to bring you some basic knowledge about what is data description, the difference between data, information, and knowledge, how you can classify data, for example, based on its type, based on its ownership, based on its time variability. And finally, I wanted to bring you the standard tabular representation of data and how you can interpret it geometrically. So welcome to this series, and I hope you enjoy it. In this first part of the series, we are going to discuss why data description, what is data, and then what's the difference between data, information, and knowledge. The first thing that we want to discuss is why we need to do data description and why it is important. Basically, data description is the foundation for the work with data. Independently if you're doing data science, data analysis, business intelligence, data visualization, data description is what brings you a general perspective, a general knowledge about the data that you have. So it's also important for you to have an effective communication and an effective analysis of your data. And finally, it's important for you to understand the structure, nature, and the types of data that you have. But the first question that we need to answer is, what is data? We can define data as everything that we can use or move or process and that carries some meaning. For example, a word, text, a number, an image, all these are data because they carry some meaning. We can store them somewhere and we can process them to extract some information or to take some decision or to make some decision from this data. And in computational terms, we can say that data is anything that can be stored or processed. Let's bring some discussion about data, information, and knowledge, because it is important for us to understand that these three concepts, they have different meanings and they are used in different times of the data analysis process. Data is the basic unit of information that has no context. It's just a unit of information. It has no meaning. You cannot tell much about the data without bringing a context to it. So for example, in this example here, we have two units of data, 48 and 130. We know that these two are numbers, but by themselves, they have no meaning. By contrast, if I add, for example, a context to these numbers, here I'm saying that 48 years old, so this corresponds to the age of someone, and I am also adding here milligrams per deciliter, which is the blood sugar level of someone. With this information, I can conclude that this person is diabetic. And the fact that this person is diabetic transforms this information into knowledge. This flow from data to information to knowledge is a very common flow that we have in data science and data analysis processes. Thank you for watching and see you in the next part of our series, in which we are going to discuss different ways of classifying data.